Hi everyone, in this video I will be demonstrating hamstring ROM assessments, which is the active straight leg and active knee extension. So hamstring flexibility plays a crucial role in everything we do, sprinting, kicking, and preventing lower back pain. Today I'll guide you through two assessments, which would be active straight leg and active knee extension. Let's get into this step by step. So now we're going to be performing the active straight leg flexibility assessment. So what I'm going to have her do is lay in a supine position, flat on your back. Make sure that your legs are straight, fully extended. Don't point your toes, keep them relaxed here. Everything will be good. So we want to make sure while she's raising her leg that everything on her other side of her body, the opposite of the one that's not being tested, is staying on the floor. So, what I'm gonna have you do, don't flex here. Keep it neutral like that. And I'm gonna have you lift your right leg first. So, originally, during this test, I'm gonna keep it there. Is that as far as you could go? You want to make sure that her knee is fully extended, leg is fully extended while keeping this as flat. You don't want them to point because that kind of helps it out. So, can't go, is that as far as you could go? Oh, that's good, that's good. So, the way you would really measure it is if you had a pole, you would have at the ASLR&AKE, I'm not sure I'm saying, but at the hip joint, I'm going to say how it is. Have a pole right here and it would measure, and if she passes it, that's a pass. If she has somewhat of a 90-degree angle with her hip joint, it's like a 2, I believe. And then if other, she fails. So I'm going to have her do it again. So keep it neutral. Put this leg on the thing. Lift your right leg. Knee fully extended. I would say that's about a pass right there because she's fully extended, straight leg, everything. Put it right down. Now keep this one like that. Lift that side. And I would say at the middle of her hip joint right here, I would still say that's a pass. And that's how you perform the straight leg raise. For the assessment, we're going to be doing active knee extension. So what I'm going to have her do is lay in a supine position. So now we're going to lift her knee up so that at her hip joint there's a 90-degree angle. But I would say that's about 90 degrees in this sense. And what I'm going to have her do is fully extend her knee as far as she could. So as you can see, she can't like fully extend it because fully extending it would be right there, but it's pretty damn close to what she could do. So, and I would say for her hip joint, it's about, instead of it being 90 degrees, it would probably be like 80, like 85 around there. I don't have a certain measurement, but then we go down. And then on this side, we're going to have her knee be flexed at a 90-degree angle, as you can see with your hip joint and your knee perpendicular to each other. We're going to have that, and then have her extend her knee fully. See, this is her more dominant side, but it's more weaker. But so, I would say that's about, she doesn't have it fully extended, because that would be fully extended, but that's still kind of like a pass. Okay, now with the results, we're first going to start off with the active straight leg raise, which is the ASLR. I did off a 3-2-1 scale, 3 being that she was able to almost get it to 90 degrees, and it would be past that imaginary pole that I have. Then for 2, it would be about 70 degrees in that area, and then 1 would be basically that she couldn't even get off 20 to 30 degrees off the ground. But she passed with a 3 every single time. I did 3 trials on each leg. So for the measurements, I obviously did it on the scale of 3, but then I also measured her leg with an inclinometer app. I didn't show that in the video, but Also, you can see in the pictures that I lined up and measured that way. So she scored on her left leg 81, 81, 82 degrees, and then the right leg was 79, 80, and 80 degrees. The normal range was in between 40 to 85 degrees, which this means she was within the normal range that most people would score. And then when we did her asymmetry index calculation, we received a value of 3.66%, which is great, which means that she lacks asymmetry, which means she's not prone to get injury risk. And I would say overall the individual passed the ASLR test with a score of 3 on both sides, showing good hamstring flexibility and control. The right leg had slightly less range than the left, but can be because of her hip flexion being tighter on one side than the other, but with a 3.66% of asymmetry index, which was below the 10% threshold, meaning there is no sign of asymmetry and risk of injury. Okay, so now we have the AKE active knee extension. So the way I did this was after her knee was flexed in 90-degree angles, then she went up into active knee extension, which means I grabbed the degree that from the leg that was laying down to what her leg was in active knee extension. So as you can see, for this one, for the left leg, for the first part was minus 90 degrees minus 68, which equals to the 22, and then I did that for every trial. So every time she was with normal range, I listed the ranges in the normative values, as you could see. But I did notice with the asymmetry index, she scored a 18.1%, which means there's quite a bit of asymmetry between her legs. So my notes were on this, that the individual scored within the normal range, making the normal hamstring mobility, and her hamstring joints move well within healthy range. But however, the asymmetry index was 18.1, which is way higher than the 10% threshold, which could suggest that she has more tightness on one side than the other, which could also be in her hamstrings or any surrounding muscles in her tighter leg, meaning that she could have tightness in her hip joint or anywhere in her lower leg. But yeah, so to conclude this video, hamstring flexibility is a key role in movement efficiency, injury prevention, and overall lower body function. The ASLR, also known as the active straight leg raise, and the AKE active knee extension tests help assess both hamstring mobility and hip flexibility, providing insight into potential restrictness. If an individual has limited range of motion in these tests, it could be a cause of tight hamstrings or just restricted hip flexibility, or maybe both. But these limitations may affect movements like squatting, running, and kicking, leading to compensations in your lower back, knees, hips, and everywhere under your for your lower body. So additionally, an asymmetry greater than 10% suggests that there's an imbalance in between the two sides of your body and could equal to uneven movement patterns and increase injury risk. So to improve flexibility and mobility, we would target stretchings and hip mobility drills and strengthening the exercise that could help restore balance and optimize performance. I want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a good day.